Welcome to Half Read, where the books are optional, but the cocktails are required. Today's episode. Today's episode. And meanwhile, by the way, this is the third time they've made me do this, because the first two times I made them laugh so hard, I'm pretty sure someone snorted a margarita through their nose. However,
I peed a little too.
Exactly. Today's episode is based on the novel Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert, and we are titling it Eat, Pray, and Love on the Rocks, in keeping with our cocktail theme. So our cocktail of choice today, which Lisa does not
What'd you think
love.
of it, Lisa?
She does not love. But Leia and I are cool with
delicious.
is the coconut margarita with lime. It's fresh, it's adventurous, it's bold. Just like Elizabeth Gilbert's journey that Lisa wants to vomit all over.
I did not like it. But other people might like it. I'm just not a tequila fan.
Yeah,
Right?
it's the tequila.
Well, a bit of an acquired taste.
Yes,
But
it's the tequila that you
delicious.
don't like. It's the rest of it. The rest of the bold journey you're a fan of. Yes, not the tequila. Understandably so. We all have those.
Bold and adventurous.
We all have those
yes.
college memories.
But I'm drinking Bailey's on the rocks.
Yes, it's
just as delicious.
absolutely creamy, delicious. So our theme today is reinvention and self-discovery. So what does it take for us to start over in our 40s, dare I say almost 50s or 50s? Leia stinks, she's the youngest.
I'm the
How do
baby.
you make decisions, right? There's no guidebook. We don't have a Meg, here's the guide to being almost 50. Lisa, here's the guide to being almost 50. Just over 50, just barely over 50.
It's like when you have a baby, right? You don't
Right.
get
It's like-
you don't get a
I
book.
wish there was
You read
a guide.
What was that guide that we all got when we were expecting?
What to expect when you're expecting. Yep.
And you read it and you're half scared
still don't know.
shitless.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I'm like, don't read it. Listen. All you
Yeah.
know, don't read it.
You're like, wait a
Because
second,
it's
I'm going to
nothing
have
you'll be able to
hemorrhoids?
expect.
I'm going to have what?
Yes.
Like the baby could do this, it could do that. Like it's more scary than not. And I almost feel like if we had a rule book for life right now, like if you're on the outside looking in, it's more scary than not. But oftentimes, when you're in it, when you have the perspective of your career, at least my career, like I'll start the conversation. So 3 months ago, I was laid off of my job that I had been at for 7.5 years, doing executive level work, and a career that I had spent 25 years in the same industry, because a clinical trial program that I was working on failed. No control over it whatsoever, and just the organization didn't have another headcount. And here I was in what should be, I heard that, what should be that was a glass chinking.
You know we're drinking.
Yeah. What should be like the highest earning years of your life, with like the most opportunity in front of you, and here you are, you're like, oh, SOL, you have no job, and it's not because of anything you did.
Displaced, remember?
Displaced.
Yes, I like
Displaced.
that.
That's the HR sanitized word for we're taking back the money that's funding your headcount. So you are forced at certain times in your life to reinvent yourself and take stock of what you have. And I think that's really what the topic is today, right? And maybe it doesn't have to be something like that. Maybe it could be like, hey, you're in the grocery store and you have an epiphany, like, I freaking hate the grocery store and I don't want to come anymore. And that's why we've got Instacart. Hey, bud. But those are like the moments where you're like, all right, what do we choose to do? What do we choose to make of ourselves right now? And how do we want to do it? So the floor is open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I real quickly, I was in that same situation of being displaced, and never would have thought at this point in my life that I would be having to reinvent and kind of start over. But at the same time, there's a little bit of me that was, I guess, looking for it and waiting for it. And I felt like I got to a point where I was unhappy. And, sometimes you feel like, did you will it to happen type of thing, right? Because you needed to move on and you needed this to happen in order to push yourself, right?
Yeah.
But, it's just, there's no roadmap, and it's scary. And you don't know if you're doing all the right things that you need to do in order to kind of make that leap.
Yeah.
And it takes time, and it's like a whole process. And it's scary, but I don't know, I feel like it was worth it. I feel like, I'm trying to right now figure out some next steps and, where I'm going and what I'm doing for the next kind of latter part of my life, which is great. But it's just like a little bit of an unknown. And I think a lot of people like freak out in moments like this, and you just got to kind of, take deep breaths and just kind of, okay, everything's I always feel like everything's meant to be.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's a reason for everything.
Yep.
And, in a year from now or 2 years from now, everything's going to be different, and I'm going to be happy about everything that has happened.
Yeah.
Right?
I fully believe that.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I love the question here of when do you know it's time to stop patching things versus starting fresh. And I think that's such a huge question, right? Because I think for professional women like ourselves, we are so used to pouring into and closely designing what we want and where we think we should be, and getting that product of what we set out to design. And so it becomes, a real question of, wait, why didn't this work out, right? I've been following the map or the roadmap that I thought was laid out, and this did not give me the product that I expected. And so, if I just make this quick turn, if I just do this. And sometimes it's either our own decision of, no, this isn't working, or sometimes we're pulled out of it, right? And it suddenly becomes a decision of, do I see this as, things falling apart, or is this an opportunity?
Exactly.
Right? Is this an opportunity to make something brand new and something that's stronger, better, and in some ways it can be about perspective and, turning lemons into lemonade. And sometimes that's also not possible, like that is the thing. I think for me in my experience, a big reinvention time was during my divorce, and I'll be honest, there was no lemons, there was no lemonade at that time, and I think that's worth talking about, because I think that it is so important to talk about the times where it's like, wow, this was just like an opportunity, and thank God I was pulled out of it. And I remember vividly in that time, I was like, no, this just sucks. This is not what I signed up for. Yeah. This is not what it should have been. I have these two beautiful boys. This should be, beautiful step. I should be stepping forward beautifully in this life that I've made. And no, instead things are just crumbling apart. I mean, what's going on here? And, rather than feeling like you're being pulled out of something that wasn't good for you, you do have to find a space to, and I'll say it, courage to say, yep, this sucks, hold on tight, find your way out of it.
It's not going to be easy.
Yeah. So it's not always easy starting fresh. No. And it's not always glamorous. It doesn't always look cute and, look like running on beaches and traveling the world. It is, a grind and a lot of missteps while you're trying to fix things up and reinvent.
It's okay to feel angry about it too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like initially you feel pissed off and you're angry about it, and you don't see it as the opportunity that it is, right? It's as you go along and as you work through it, then you start to realize, let me take this opportunity. Let me make it into lemonade, Well, but like in the moment, it sucks and it's shitty and it's not what you wanted, and that's okay to feel that way.
And I think what you said is very true also. Sometimes there is just no freaking lemonade.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes those lemons are so dry. And so sucky that you just can't make lemonade from them. And I think, you know, what we strive to teach our kids is that in those moments where you're just like, I don't know, I've had many of them, and you guys get the credit for pulling me out of the moments of despair a lot of the times where you're just like, oh, I've wanted to go in my closet and scream sometimes and just be like, how in my life did this end up, right? So whether it's, you know, when I lost my job, no fault of my own, everything was going great. Everything was going great.
Mm-hmm.
And along comes this thing that, you know, and it was most sad for patients that we weren't able to help, but it was also very sad for the people who lost their jobs and all the things that we were trying to build and do and accomplish on behalf of patients. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I think about the divorce 9 years ago and all the stuff. I mean, there's nothing pretty about divorce. There's nothing pretty about reinventing yourself or taking yourself out of something where you're comfortable, where you have the status quo. But I think it's the ability to survive all of that is a bit of an intrinsic thing, and it's a strength in everybody. And in the moments when you think you don't have the strength for it, that's when you pull on the people who are around you.
Yep.
Like, how many Thanksgivings did we have, Lise, at this house where I could barely function? It was like 2 Thanksgivings.
Yeah.
And you were like, nope, you're coming here. Let's do this. And I was a mess because of, you know, everything going on personally. And you pull on the people that love you. You pull on your friends.
Yeah.
And you're there for your friends because you know they would be there for you. And I think those are the things that get you through sometimes, too. When you can't pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, you got your friends to kick your ass and do it for you.
Well, that's what friends are for, right? That's why you need to have people.
That's what friends are for.
Good times. And bad times. Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
But what do you guys think about, like, you know, some of the other things? Like, maybe it's not something huge, like a loss of a job or a divorce, which those things are incredibly huge, incredibly impactful on our lives. But maybe it's smaller changes, right? Like you move to a different neighborhood, or you take on a different role at work, or, you know, any of the myriad of little things that can happen where you are just, you know, maybe in your daily life, you're stem to stern all day long and you don't have 30 seconds to go to the bathroom, let alone any time for, you know, we have this self-care culture on TikTok and all these things where all these women are like, oh, this stuff all over my face and it takes me 38 minutes to put it on. And I'm like, I've got like 2 serums and it takes me like 10 seconds. And like you guys can vouch, like my hair today looks fantastic.
It does.
Yeah, because it took me a whole
messy
3
bun.
seconds to do. But like we're in this culture of like, oh, this perfection, whatever.
But I think there's that like at work though, they do that whole like, oh, it's work-life balance and right, that, like a lot of these big corporations and you know what we were probably working within. I always was like, that's great, that's a lot of talk.
It's a lot of talk.
I do not feel that I'm having a work-life balance.
It doesn't ever happen, you know.
The self-care piece is missing. Like, we don't have the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I saw
like, just because you say it doesn't mean that
doesn't
it's
happen.
happening.
It doesn't really exist.
Yes,
let me pull the curtain back for the ladies in the back. I saw a piece. She was speaking at a graduation. Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, ER.
And ER. Or Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy. Thank you.
Scandal.
Yeah.
And she said it was so beautiful. And she said, if I am succeeding at one thing, I am inevitably failing at another. Yeah. Right? If I am killing it at work, it's because I am missing my kid's recital. If I am at my kid's soccer game, it's because I said no to a meeting at work. You know, so it's just like true. The fact that multitasking is impossible, right? Yeah. You're never truly multitasking. You're quickly switching between more than one thing quickly. You're never doing, it's impossible for us to do 2 things at once. And for us to feel and believe that we can do that in life, well, it's just not happening. So it's,
We could have it all, but
you cannot. You can't. You're always sacrificing. You're always sacrificing something. And that's not to make it a sob story.
That's the reality,
no
though.
violins coming out.
No.
It's just a matter of reality, And I think that is what comes into reinvention and building boundaries and understanding, our roles and how just all of that is, excuse me, is making sure that we, how do we really face what's reality, what's really going on, how, knowing that that's the case. Okay, well then where am I going to say yes? Where am I going to say no? What am I comfortable being at this time and when, right? That is truly empowerment, right? I think that there's this idea that empowerment just comes from having it all, from being able to say I'm doing everything. But no, it's about control.
Yeah.
It's about taking control of what you can do and when. And the great beauty, I think, in it all is also finding peace in that.
Yeah.
Right?
Making those decisions and having the intestinal fortitude to say, you know what, no, my kid's game is more important than your meeting that we could have tomorrow.
Or that could be an email.
That could be an email. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. For sure.
It's not panicking, because I feel like that's what a lot of people do, is that they panic. I feel like I panicked for a very long period of time where I was just trying to do everything and trying to make it seem like I'm okay with doing everything. But inside, I felt like I was about to explode.
Yeah.
Or I would take it out on the people closest to me, like my husband, or, just be snippy or whatnot. I just... I don't know. It's crazy.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I mean, for you guys, I feel like that's such important. How do you manage to set those boundaries? How do you manage to be okay with, sometimes saying no, or the things that you have to say yes to that are so important to rebuilding yourself and securing what you've invented, right? Where do we find the peace? Because, and I never want this to, because for all our men out there, I think that men are doing the same thing. I think that we do it differently. We must.
Absolutely.
It's not to say that one is better at it than the other. But obviously we're coming from a perspective as women. I'd love, for the men listening out there, I'd love to hear your perspective too. But as a woman, what do you guys feel like how do we do that without always feeling like, oh, I'm letting this person down and I'm how do we do that? What have you done and have you been able to achieve it? Do you feel like? No. Yeah, I know, me neither.
I feel like it's and agree, right?
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's allowing yourself to say it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
Or to not, to not be there. And thank you. We are being I gotta mention this, but we are being served some updated margaritas in our glass.
Thank you.
By a wonderful bartender. This is great. Except for my glass. My glass is not going to be filled because
no one wants to see Lisa nearly vomit in her
It
mouth.
just wasn't.
Thank you, baby.
It's just not my drink.
No one
Might
wants
be
to see
somebody
Lisa
else's.
go.
Lisa wasn't feeling the coconut margaritas. But you've got to try it. It's a bit of an acquired taste. It is.
It is.
But if you like the coconut milk and the
Creme de coco.
tequila, it's delicious. It really is. It takes me back somehow to my mom's. I'm Trinidadian, and my mom used to make coconut ice cream.
Oh, yes.
It takes me back there, I think,
I
is
could see
why
how that
I
would
like it
be.
so much. So
Yeah.
it's good. Or Bailey's.
Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt you.
Or Bailey's, yes.
Bailey's
So
as
Or
sorry.
well.
Bailey's.
Yeah. No.
Did you want more Bailey's? Did you
No,
want more
I'm good.
Bailey's? kind of service is that? No.
But what
So-
were we saying? What were we talking
Well,
about?
you were
I'm trying
saying
to
like, I don't know.
this is what happened.
I'm just kidding.
Now,
This is what the
happens.
drink.
Like as
This
you
is
get
what happens with the drink.
sidetracked.
Yes.
Oh, look, a butterfly.
I know, squirrel. um, but no, about the guilt in, you know,
But okay, this is
boundaries
what I was going to say. Was that I feel like you have to get to a point where you just allow yourself to not worry and to not feel bad anymore. Because I feel like all the way up my whole life, all the way up until now, I feel like I was constantly like worried about this or that or pleasing or doing and all of that. And I feel like I still work on it and I don't do it all the time, but there are moments when I just tell myself like I can't worry about everything.
Do you know what that's called?
I have no idea.
Fuck it.
I love it.
It's literally called fuck it. Like
Yes.
you've reached fuck it. Where you're
Fuck
like,
it level.
I literally, and pardon my language, but I mean, let's be real. It's fuck this. Like I can't be everything to
Yes.
everyone and do everything that everybody wants me to do all the time. I
true.
can't be a mom, a significant other, like a sister, daughter. I can't do it all. I can't do it all perfectly. I can't be the greatest employee on planet Earth and sacrifice every waking moment with my kids and my family. Like you've reached fuck it, where you're like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm gonna live
It's a peaceful
the life
place.
that I want to live. I'm gonna
made
make the
me
decisions. I'm gonna
And that's what I was going to say about a peaceful place.
half red.
No,
Fuck
but
it.
but it's so true though. Like you just have to get to a point, and I feel like when you're younger, it's very difficult to get there. And I think as you get older, you get to a point where you're just
Yes.
something's got to give, and you can't just be on top of everything, and you just have to focus on what you need to focus on in that moment, and not worry anymore. I can't worry about everything.
Not
It's gonna
worry
kill
about
you.
everything,
It's gonna
what
kill
worry
you.
about people are thinking, what, right?
Oh my god.
Oh my
always.
God.
Right?
Do you guys remember
Please.
the movie Fried Green Tomatoes
Mm-hmm.
with Kathy Bates in it? And there was this one scene, and for those of you who are younger
You're
than
dating
us,
yourself.
just go watch the movie. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
It's really good, actually. And not actually, it's really good.
Yeah.
So Kathy Bates is pulling into a parking spot, and these two younger women in some whatever car, like just like pull into the parking spot in front of her, and she reaches fuck it, and she's like, she rams their car into the parking space in front of it, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're crazy!" And she's like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm older and I have better insurance." F you.
Yes.
Like, you know
I
what?
remember that.
And in a way, that's kind of what it feels like. Because it's like, you know what? Yeah, I know the repercussions of my decision, and I'm okay with it.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
What are you gonna do to me?
Yep.
Oh, gee, am I gonna get a 3 on my year-end review that you would have given me no matter what I do? Because in these new organizations, they're like, to get a 3, which is it meets expectations, it means you're actually doing more than your job. It means you're actually, and to get a 4, you basically have to like die and like, you know, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
So why would I strive to do more than what you're paying me to do when I know that I could just basically phone it in and get a 3, or I can kill myself and get a 3. Fuck it.
Right.
I'm gonna phone it in and get a 3.
Yep.
Because my minimum amount of effort is equivalent to what you would determine would be a meets expectations. But when I'm sacrificing all these things with my family, all this time to do any sort of self-care for myself, get a freaking mammogram, like all these things, but I still don't get a 4, fuck it. I'm going to get my mammogram.
Right.
I'm going to get my nails done. You know?
Exactly. No,
Well,
it's,
for the first time, I feel like in my whole life, I feel after I got displaced, I felt like I finally had time to do all the things that I didn't have time to do before.
Mm-hmm.
Making those appointments, making sure I'm up on
Going to the
you know,
dentist.
the dentist and the mammograms and the primary cares and my eyes, and like I felt like I would constantly push it off because I can't. Well, now I got to reschedule because I have this meeting.
This
and I
meeting
need
came
to
up. Yeah.
prepare for this, presentation or whatnot. And I feel like for the first time, I'm able to kind of focus on what I need to do and not worry about it conflicting with something else.
Yes. Yep.
It's kind of freeing. It's kind of nice to just be able to, for a moment, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
for this, it's like, oh my God, I feel like I've been like working since I was like 15 years old, you
Right.
know? Like,
Right.
like literally. And I'm like, for a moment, you know, that's why I go back to the, you know, sometimes things are meant to be, and sometimes you just, you know what? I needed this.
Yeah.
Yeah. For your mental health,
Yeah.
for your physical health. But at the same time, you are still doing things that fuel your creative spirit, like your heart, your soul, like all the things that you're doing right now.
But they're the things that I want to do and the
Exactly.
projects that I wanted to always pursue, but I never had the time because, well, I had to do this. I had to do this work. I had to do this job.
Yep.
Not the creative things that I wanted to do personally.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think that's all. I mean, Leia, you must face this at work too. Like, just trying continuously to meet numbers of patients you have to see every day, or all these different things, right? Like, staff that leaves, staff that comes, staff that screws up stuff, staff that gets it right. Like, all these pieces where you're constantly trying to, I don't know what the word is, like, make everything work, make it all fit together, make it all fit perfectly. Like, there is, I think, at the end of the day, what we're all trying to get at is, you know, someone once said, you can have it all. I call absolute bullshit on that. Like, I really don't think that you can have it all, because when I'm working and I'm missing kids' games, you're working and missing games, you're doing all, like, I don't think you can.
Yeah. I think you have to define what all is.
yes.
Yes.
You know, you have to define and decide what all is, and that's, and as you're getting older and really this midlife, this halfway point where I think that's it. You've had half your life behind you and what's coming ahead of you, and you really begin to define that, right? And this halfway point could be a place of great peace in realizing all the things when you look back, gosh, that didn't matter. That wasn't that important. I shouldn't have put so much worry into that. And then to look forward and say, oh gosh, what I really need to do is pour more into this.
Yep.
Right? And it's balancing that. That definitely goes into what really needs to be my all. What knowing the consequences of certain decisions I'm going to make, and the opportunities in some of those decisions of the ones I make and don't make. This is what I want. This is how I'm going to mold my days and what it should look like, right? And trying to decide what I really do want to sacrifice in order to get the things that are most important to me, and probably doing a better job at defining what's truly important, because that's what all is, right? All is what's truly important, the non-negotiables, right? I think as we get to this age, the non-negotiables become better defined.
You recognize them a lot easier, I feel like. You start to, right? Like the separation starts to happen of like what you know is important, what you know is less important. The things you used to focus on, you're like, I can't believe I spent a lot of time doing that, because it's really not worth it.
Do you guys find yourself coaching younger people, like at work, like around, it's really not that worth it, like don't do that, like don't kill yourself for this, like
They're telling stories about like, oh, here's an example.
When I was younger, here's what I did, this is what I missed, here's what I did, and guess what it got me? A 3. Or you know what I mean, like I swear to God, like I'm not as bitter as I sound right now, but for overachievers, right? Like my first few
which I think
years,
we all
like,
are.
Yeah.
The three of us.
Like, okay, what's the highest I can get? 5. How many people in the company get it? 3 out of like 10,000. I'm like, I'm gonna do that.
Exactly.
Did I do it? Nope, not once. But did I get a bunch of 4s? Yeah, I bet your ass I did. And recently, have I been getting 3s? Yeah, because you know what? It's okay to get a 3. And that means you're still doing a great job. And you know what? It means that people still absolutely value you and value your contributions and feel like you have things to teach them. And I'm actually okay with that. And where I am in my life right now, starting this new job, you know what? I was absolutely beside myself for 2 months, didn't sleep. And someone asked me again today, as a matter of fact, and had asked me previously, like 3 weeks ago when I started. They were like, so how was your time off? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, like it was a vacation.
Yeah.
I was like,
not at all.
in no way, shape, or form. No, it was the worst 7 weeks of my life. In fact, at 49 years old, to lose my job and have no idea of how, like, I was gonna, no, absolutely no.
Yep.
The one thing I did learn is that I am worth something. My skills are valuable, like, to more people than just my current employer.
Yeah.
And the opportunity to interview and do the things that I did and to hear about, like, oh my God, you did this, you did that, you have all these skills. That's reaffirming in a lot of ways. So when you come back in, you're like, you have that kind of swagger about yourself. And you're like, you know what? Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah, I forgot I did this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's
value. And whether you... So there's a meme, right? And it's like a Ferrari or whatever, like some super rare, amazing sports car. And it's in a garage and it's covered with dirt. And someone wrote, "Wash me" on the hood. Right? And then there's a picture right next to it of the same car, all sparkly, red, gorgeous, in somebody's high-end, like, you know, ultra luxe, whatever, garage. And it's like the value of the car is not based on the car. It was based on the environment that it was in, right? Like, take the two pictures, like the greasy old dusty garage versus the whatever. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense. So that's like when we talk about coaching the younger people now, that's where I'm like, no, you know what? Don't miss your cousin's wedding because you have like long range plan due on Tuesday, or like those are the things in your life that you'll remember. You're not going to remember that you delivered a stupid slide deck on time.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. No, I couldn't agree more. I think it was only recently that as a family, my young one went through a bad episode and was sick, and I had to miss work, you know, and I will say, I think I do a job that is, you know, could arguably be life and death in itself, in me being there, me being not there, me, right? But in that time, I mean, I had to be there for my son, and I missed out on being there for other people. And it's such a difficult thing because I think my position as a physician is a service position, and you always want to be there. But I have no regrets being there for my son. Even though going back to work, I heard it from some patients. Oh, well, did you have a good vacation, and did you have a good,
Oh my God.
And listen, they don't know. They don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't be angry. And even in that response, and being able to have peace in that, to let them know, oh, well, actually, you know, my son was sick, you know, and yeah, they feel bad for a moment or whatever the case is. But I do know that they don't know, so I don't want to, you know, put any bad feeling on them. You know, they're just trying to keep it light, and I'm sure they were frustrated and, you know, rearranging their appointment. But in this age and stage that I'm in, and even in having had that experience, more than ever have I felt I am never going to put my well-being, my family's well-being above someone else. And that being said, it's not like these people were left out to dry, right? I work in a clinic. There's other people they could see. I understand that I have a special relationship with them, so some patients aren't going to want to see somebody else, but at the same time, that's their choice. They certainly, there's other, you know, resources that they have. So, right, all that as you're, I want to say, maturing, you know, in this ongoing path of becoming what you are, those are the things that you're learning, right? Is how much do I really need to stretch myself? How much am I willing to pour out of myself and in what pile should I put it into, you know, and I think you become better at that as you get
Yeah.
older and experience more. And it's important to do. It's important to learn that. And I think I'm still learning and still working to find peace in understanding how to do it and where to put it and all those things. But definitely as I've matured, it's become easier and more peaceful because again, you realize that if you're not in one place, it's because you're in another, and that one place is lacking you. So you have to make a decision a lot of times.
Prioritizing.
Prioritize. Yeah.
It becomes a little bit easier, I think, as you get older. Mm-hmm. Because you've lived through it. You know what's important. I always think about, like, you know, when I'm dying. Not that I think about that.
So.
Sounded awful.
I mean,
right?
you only had one
No,
drink.
but
Oh my God.
But you know, you think about the later lives of,
Yeah.
and am I going to be worried? Am I going to be thinking about that meeting I missed?
No.
Or that presentation that I was working on, or that maybe I didn't get quite right, or those are the things that I'm not
On my headstone, it will not say
going to be
Meg
worried about.
delivered
Yeah.
the best launch readiness review ever. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And not that we're saying those aren't important in this moment.
Yes. They're
But the
important,
weight,
but yes.
the weight that you put into them,
Exactly.
you
Right?
possibly need to rethink it, you know?
What are you going to be thinking on your deathbed?
Yeah,
Right? You're not going to be thinking about your work.
never.
So have you
You never
guys
will.
had the experience of having your kids, like, so my oldest shared something with me the other day, and I was literally in the bathroom drying my hair the next morning after he said this to me, and it was replaying in my brain over and over and over again. And he had said to me, Mom, do you remember, like, when you were traveling a lot and I was like 16, and every once in a while, like, you'd leave me overnight by myself because you had to travel. It was just he and I, like, and I was like, oh, I would never do that right now. Like, with the younger two,
You wouldn't do that. Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're way different kids. And, you know, Grady was always just so, like, mature in every possible way. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I made that decision. I actually, yes, I went to work and I traveled and I did things. And, yes, he and I would, you know, talk right before he went to bed. And we'd talk in the morning before he left for school and we'd whatever. But he was like, Mom, do you, like... And I'm like this, and I know how to do this for myself, and I know how to do that for myself. And I was like, okay, I felt like a total loser mom. And then he spun it around, and he was like, but I know how to do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. And so for him, it was like, hey, Mom, do you remember this? But it taught me this. And at the same time, okay, did I make a crappy decision? You know what? I made the best decision I knew how to make at the moment.
At the moment,
Because with the support system that I had and the job that I had and the kid that I had, I knew that I could do these things, right? At the end of the day, would I make those decisions now? Hell no, because my two kids, like, that are home right now, it's a different situation. 100%. But at the end of the day, you're also teaching, like, Leia, I loved how you said it, like, where you are not, your absence is felt also, but you're also teaching lessons about work ethic,
Yeah.
right? And about prioritization in terms of, like, achievement and things like that. And it's not to say that it's a deprioritization of family or kids, but it's like, you know, my oldest son now has a firm understanding of, oh shit, like, you're gonna have to sacrifice some things in order to get somewhere in your life.
Right.
You're gonna have to work hard. You're gonna have to do things that, you know what, it's not gonna be sunshine, rainbows, and freaking glitter all the time. Like, you're gonna have to buckle in and do some crap you don't want to do in order to achieve and, like, grow and, you know, be a successful person. But at the end of the day, like, you know, I guess what we're trying to get at is where you are comfortable with that line is where that line needs to be.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Well said. That's exactly it.
right?
And that's for you to define.
It's for everybody individually.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't advocate leaving a 4-year-old by himself overnight, but you know.
Some
people
might have
might.
to say differently,
Yeah.
but some might.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You figure it out.
Absolutely.
You figure it out as you go, and
Yeah.
you can't be angry about the decisions that you've made at certain times in your life, because you're making the best decision that you can
Exactly.
in those moments, and that's what allows you to grow.
Yeah.
And then you learn from it if it's right or the wrong or the you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think at the same time, like, we have the opportunity to continue to build on that, right? It's like the library, you know, that you build in your head, you know, when you think about the categories of things in your mind that you have, that you build, that you have the opportunity to transfer to others as well. It's like, it's all a knowledge of experience and how you do all these things. And I think having these conversations and you all listening to us, hopefully deriving some
Hope we're making sense.
laughs
Yes.
and some relatability. Like, you guys, we are all three of
not
us.
alone.
If you could see the picture right now, Leia's on the bed, Lisa and I are on the couch. We're in the upstairs bedroom because the men are downstairs watching some kind of football or something. And
Go
the
Blue
kids are
Jays.
out doing their own thing. Go Jays, go. Blue Jays are about to win the World Series. It's Halloween.
It's not looking good, actually, guys.
Oh, it's not? Oh, shoot, I thought it was.
One more game, I think, is going to be. I shouldn't say that.
Poop.
My Blue Jays can pull through. I love that they're my Blue Jays. I didn't watch a
Yours and
single
only
game this season. Call me bandwagon.
But you have
But-
the T-shirt. You
Exactly, I
have the Bills
do.
here. We've got the Go Bills Go, right? Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, you guys, like,
Reinvention. Listen, reinvention is.
Not easy.
It's not easy.
exactly. And when you have friends and a support system,
Yeah.
and you have the ability to have a little bit of introspection, also, I think it's a good thing. But
Absolutely. And
thank you all
necessary.
for listening to us.
Yeah.
We really, truly appreciate it. We hope you find some of this useful, some of this relatable. Please drop us some comments. Let us know what you think about what we could be doing better, should be doing better. Anyone that doesn't leave 5-star reviews will be cut. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, we really, truly want to understand how we can be better. But at the end of the day, we are being ourselves and being true to ourselves, as in the motif of this episode. So
Thanks for listening to Half Read. Hope you enjoyed our discussion. Please join us for our next book-inspired conversation. And remember, books optional, but cocktails are required.